development of integrated graphic communication systems in multi-linked teams. Hi, my name is Yvonne Alvarez and I'm going to present you my research work. Currently, the communication needs in the professional, commercial, cultural and educational way require training professionals to work in high-performance teams for the development of competitive projects. In order to consider applied research as a fundamental tool for solving problems in the professional field and as a teaching strategy for higher education, it is presented as a multi-link bonding work through the design of learning experiences. First, the exercise is to form an interdisciplinary team with the participation of postgraduate students and undergraduate teachers. The subjects are selected to serve as a platform for applied research and for the resolution of the case in both levels. A teacher who participates in the work team and who teaches undergraduate course coordinates the actions between the actors as an access link, having the ability to involve members of both academies as advisors. Because this work is contextualized within the field of the graphic design, and as this is considered a rhetoric action, its exercise required to interact with other disciplines, such as the case of marketing, whose tools of marketing research and understanding of consumer behavior can develop the analytical stage of this process, and semiotics, a discipline oriented to the study of signs and signification process to help understand the semantic field in which the audience is based to interact with the world. This paper highlights the relationship between graphic design, semiotics, and marketing in an interdisciplinary effort aimed at designing an integrated graphic communication system, and provides a working methodology considering that a communication graphics integrated program will articulate the organization issuing statements encouraging the perception of their audiences. Thus, it presents graphic design as a persuasive communication technique, emphasizes the value of research code and belief systems of the user as a key stage of the design process, and integrates market research as part of this process, giving evidence of its feasibility and operation in interdisciplinary themes. Taking into account the related disciplines, this work has a framework consisting of the semiotic marketing concept developed by Lopez and the concept of integrated marketing communications by Schultz, Tannenbaum, and Lothar to describe the operational relationship between the three areas in question, explaining the role and the scope of each to establish their ties around the concept of positioning and user-centered work, designing the methodological model for develop integrated graphic communication systems, give evidence of its application in solving a case, and evaluation of the learning experience by rubrics. The university, as a trainer for the professional life, now faces an always changing world, and thanks to the evolution of media, it has found new ways and new challenges to organize work and performance of the professional's life. For its part, the university focus on the universality of ideas is the ideal place to establish fruitful links between different but complementary perspectives to solve problems in the society, and that requires a preparation not only in their areas of specialization, but in the skills required to work in multi-linked systems. A system of multi-linked work refers to that job structure characterized by the connection of the individuals who make it up through collaborative networks that demand open-mindedness, mastery of areas of knowledge, and the ability to negotiate and reach agreements aimed to solve problems. In the field of organizations, people establish and maintain relations with others by developing a series of coordinated actions that allow them to achieve a common goal. The concept of multi-link as a learning strategy is built on a metaphor from the field of chemistry in which, according to Lewis, a chemical bond is derived from the forces hold atoms together so that through transfer, accept, or share electrons are formed as molecules. Between each atom produces a force of attraction of the electrons and the nucleus. Learning in a multi-linked molecule, as in this proposal, there is a cognitive core that serves as an intersection to set up collaborative networks, and the ability to assign, accept, and share leads to talented system and integrated solutions. We call it multi-link structural connections because the learning process are generated in various organizational levels between pairs of students, peer teachers, with the participation of academics, and students with the linkage between different academic systems, in this case, graduate and undergraduate. From this perspective, the formation of the students who participate in multi-linked teams requires a change of perspective to establish the conducive conditions to the learning experience based in curricular, administrative, and teaching changes. It requires a fundamental transformation to serve as a framework in promoting multi-linked education. For example, it's necessary to understand that the professor must develop not only teaching operations, but also improve his or her management of working groups. That the planning, of course, is not only generated at the micro level, but must be synchronized with other actions from other undergraduate courses and even school systems. The classrooms may experience non-conventional activities, and it is possible that the system to assign students to titular professors will also require modifications. The concept of competence offers a meaning of unit and implies that the elements of knowledge make sense only on the whole. This is the reason to anticipate the development of the multi-linked learning experience of placed in the context of real problems. One of the most important projects in higher education in Europe, and that has expanded on this continent to Latin America and Mexico, is a project called Tuning Educational Structures in Europe. Participants in the development of this project chose the English word to tune, which means to tune in a musical terms, to convey the idea that universities are looking forward to jointly reach common reference points based on consensus, respect for diversity, transparency, and mutual trust. According to the thematic lines of the Latin American Tuning Project, line of action number 1 directs this effort at multiple levels. At IPAED, a pedagogical model curriculum is currently taken as a reference for the design, operation, and evaluation of academic programs that, according to Cortiglia and Castro, come to meet the educational necessities in order to answer to the requirements that are presented at the institutional and professional changes and demands of the labor field today. This model is based on the concept of flexibility. and it presents like a second strategy of the university, substantial innovation process of teaching and learning for training and academic excellence. Is the institutional orientation, which focuses on the student as the subject of learning, the co-responsibilities for their comprehensive training, the teacher sings as a companion guide, a guardian dedicated to foster their research and the design of educational programs permitted by the needs of society, offering a flexible educational proposal, attending to customized needs addressing inter- and transdisciplinarity that encourage the entrepreneurial mentality and the leadership attitude. It is in this context that the proposal of the work in multi-linked teams as a learning strategy for the development of competencies arise. This is a win-win scheme where, from a real and contextualized problem, generic and specific areas and competences will be developed by the participant students of different topics. Networks of collaboration between internal academic entities are established, and solutions are given to specific needs at a specific client. To generate a learning experience in multi-linked teams, it requires the following components: one problem, a context, an orchestrator teacher, synchronization of operational programs at peer and inter-systems, well cooperation of the participants, academic diversity, one or more thematic links that allow the alignment of strategies of problem solving and approaching between subjects, in this case, the necessity of knowledge about users and the semiotics axis.